Hello and welcome back. So last episode we had a bit of a backwards and forwards trying to figure out what was capping science production. It's clearly the rocket launches, but what exactly was catching the rocket launches was unclear. We've added an extra train for the rocket materials because that has to go around a bunch of sites, so that perhaps may help. The other thing was we're getting periodic lockups at the iron smelting site. So what I did at the end of last episode was take a blueprint of that area and drop it down here. Between episodes I have built that blueprint. So here it is. Okay. I'm zoomed out at scale 0.2. Okay. So what I would like to do today is have a go at working out how we can alter this design. Now, my experience is of watching it that the incoming side of this is not a problem. The trains buffer up and that's fine. The issue is when a bunch of trains are leaving at the same time, there's contention for the tracks. We're funneling both the ore and the plate trains onto this single outgoing, which has periodic feeders, and it's just not working very well. Then there's this single opportunity to get things out. And the trains that go down cross the trains that go up, and it's just not great. So what I'd like to do, I think, is separate the trains going into the base from the trains going to the outside world. So if we so something like that. So let's start mocking this and see how far we can get. And I'm not sure if we want to go for this distance, but we'll start with it. No point building things too spaced out. Okay, so initially let's just take this the full length. And of course I'm out of rail. Let's go get another 1,000 rail. And where's my plane? It's over here. Yeah. And then the aim is, by the end of this episode, to have made this change. And then we can let the base run for half an hour or so. So let's, 10 minutes. Yeah, so that's been even for 10 minutes. Okay. But it does this for a while and then it crashes. Seems to crash reasonably periodically, so we're about due a crash, I think. Do I have rail? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay. So let's park here. So simply having 2 rails rather than 1 is already a win because you've got half as many trains trying to get on. Okay. That, I think, is what we want. Okay. And yeah, I want to signal directly after, because I want everything that's going on here to be minimally contentious, I think is the phrase. Okay. while we're at it, let's tidy these up. Okay, so let's grab a blueprint of this. Head over here and see how well it drops down. Okay, that looks alright, doesn't it? Okay, while I'm at it, move that over. Right, we appear to only have red wires here. If I go back to the real smelter, is that the case? So we have only red wire. Wow, okay. So these aren't set up to say how many plates they are offering. That might be something I want to fix at the same time. Okay, so let's start off by fixing it by putting in the green wire. At least when we blueprint this down, the green wires will be in place, and then we can go through and add in the extra combinators. This is what happens when your builds go through a number of revisions. You don't end up with quite the same thing. You end up with off by one errors like we had with the power pole back there. Okay, we're nearly there. And what I'm looking for is something where I can basically apply a blueprint. Perhaps deconstruct a little bit, apply a blueprint, and that goes down over the top. And we can basically rewrite this live. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So that's all wired up now. Right. Then let's head over to the junction and see if we can rationalize that. Okay, so what I want to avoid is any through traffic. So I want to get rid of this basically, which means we don't need these signals anymore. That can be a full signal. Yep. We're going to be getting rid of this. There we are, so we don't need this signal anymore. Okay, let's do a similar job up here. Okay, so this can be a full signal. There's no directly down. Whoops. There, so there's no need for that. These can go. Okay, so you just got this crossing here. Let's take this away and this away. So that looks weird, but nothing particularly wrong with it, is there? Let's zoom out. Okay, so this would, I would delete this T, then I would delete each of these intersections. Yeah. There's a signal back here which needs to go on each build, but I think that's it. Nothing modified on the bottom half. let's give this a go. Right, I'm going to take a game save. Yes, we are up to 107 saves for this map. I don't save after every episode, but I do save after every major thing. Back to 2. Right, let's grab a blueprint of that. Alright, let's do it again, this time with station names. There we go. That's better. Okay. And I know it's a performance kill flying at this kind of scale, but yeah, I want the overview. All right. So let's get an idea of what needs surgery here. That goes down fairly well. Yep. So I need to delete this whole junction. Let's... don't know how much I need to delete. Well, let's take the whole thing out. Wait till this train is through. There we go. Okay, didn't know that. So trains apparently will attempt to travel on things marked for deconstruction. Put it in manual, reverse you out the way. There. Okay, so let's look again at the blueprint, which has now disappeared. There we go. Okay, so this blueprint drops down on there. That all matches. Yep. Now let's have a look over here and see if there's anything that needs deleting. I think the only thing is that signal, which is needing to be relocated. And that doesn't stop this thing going down, it just, it's some make work I need to do afterwards. Oh, and this power pole. Okay. Well, this is it. Let's place. Okay, this is an ore train. It's on the right bit of track for ore. It should now have a path. There's a plate train leaving. Yep, that's all right, that's going. Okay, so I think that's fine. We've added a couple of extra signals. Okay. Now, I don't fancy walking through this area. Ah. This train needs to go back onto automatic. Good. So, what needs to happen now? I need to pull that up once that one's down. Same again here. Take that with a deconstruction planner. Right, there are some plate trains. They'll be going totally around the wrong way on the map, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and then we need to patch in this change all the way along. And for that, we only need a segment from where to where. All right, let's go forward again. So to include that power pole. Great. And I'll go back in a minute and delete off the extra signals. Okay, so this seems like a fairly straightforward minor alteration so far, which is encouraging. And what I'm wondering is, can I do something similar for copper? And if so, should we then bring in our coal trains via a totally separate route? So we've got to bring in coal and stone. So I'm wondering if we should just have a separate entrance for coal and stone into the Megabase rail network. Okay. Quite nice seeing this sort of work, although that plate train went the wrong way. That plate train went down here, I'm not sure why, so let's sit here and watch. Oh, because something is congested. This is congested. It's probably one of those things where all the trains need to work their way out of a snarl up. So this is an empty ore train, and it's trying to go the wrong way around the map. Now it's out of the way. Okay, so a lot of ore trains seem to be going in the wrong place. So I wonder if there's a better way to do this which actually makes that impossible. Okay, let's head back to the design. I kind of want to set it up so that the ore trains can only get onto the ore track, the ore exit track. Okay, so this is our design. And this is the intersection that we need to rebuild. So, at the moment, this train could get onto the top line, this train could get onto the bottom line, and they are. What I want is this to be able to get on the bottom one, but this one not to be. Okay, so that's that sorted. If I pull that back one, okay, and take out these signals, okay, that's not too bad. We need a signal before so that it can wait. And do I want this to be a yeah, I think I want this to be a chain signal. Let's think about it. I only want a train to proceed through here if it can get past this. So if the back of the train would be past that. So I think this wants to be a chain signal there and there. And do I want trains to be able to so trains on the top, do I want them to be able to independently travel across the top line without blocking the bottom line? I do. Okay, there is nowhere to put a signal in here. Do I even want to? I'm trying to think of the situation where that would be necessary. So the issue would be a train attempting to enter the top line could block trains. Okay, well, the first thing is we can move both of these up to there. I quite like signaling things as tightly as possible if I can. Sorry for not talking, I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm trying to consider the situation where this would go wrong. Okay, so this should be a chain signal. This should be a chain signal because I want trains to stop here unless they can get through the junction. Trains coming along the top rail can do so regardless of trains coming along the bottom rail because this block in red is isolated from this block in cyan. I think this is as good as we are going to get it. Okay, so this is our new junction. Let's take that blueprint. So we are going to have to rip up this whole area. So let's take a bigger blueprint. Right, we're potentially going to have to rip up all the way back to there. Let's try it before we buy it. Okay, so I want to put this junction down. To do that, to be safe, I need to take everything out from here to here. Right, let's give this a better icon. Okay, by better I mean more locatable. Okay, so that has gone down. Let's try again over here. So I need to take out signals to signals. Yep, that works. Okay, let's give that a go. I'm not sure how well this solution is going to work for copper because copper is flipped. It's rotated through 180 degrees. Okay, let's start doing this from the back because I think that's going to be easier in terms of traffic. Okay, we have clearly issues with ore. Okay, enable my roboports. We're going from this signal to this signal. Great. Signal to signal. Sounds like it should be the title of a really bad prog rock record. And we will see if I've designed this correctly or if I need to come back and drive lots of trains manually to desnarl them. Come on, back up, back up. The hotkey to turn off exoskeleton doesn't affect afterburners. Just saying, if you're listening. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this one. This could have been the one that was causing the trouble. It looks like it was signaled completely incorrectly. Okay. And the last one. Okay, there we go. And down it goes. Okay, and this last one is a failure. Didn't see that coming. Okay. So before it goes wrong, let's cut that. So this is the ore out. It needs to merge in with that one. This is plate out. It needs to merge with that one. So I need to have a full signal there. I need to have a chain there, a chain there, a chain there, because I really don't want a train going through unless it can get all the way through. Let's pick up a signal to make sure this is all properly isolated. Looks it to me. I could put a chain signal there. Probably won't hurt. Okay. So that is an ore train that's empty. It's got on the lower track. That is an ore train on the lower track. Plate train on the upper track. Comes in, doesn't cross anything. The new plate train comes in. There's only hopefully a brief contention getting through into the stacker. And I think I'm calling this tentatively a success. All right, let's go down here quickly. There's one thing I notice. Okay. That wasn't lined up. So the ore trains are coming in. They're sitting in the stacker until they can get to where they're going. Alright, I'm going to zoom out so that we can see how this is operating. Okay, so this ore train is going all the way up there. There are clearly ore spots free. That wants to go way up to the other end. And it should be able to, I think. Yeah, there are free ore. So it seems like they're not recalculating quite as often as you would hope. Okay, a bit worried by this one that just seems to be sitting there. Oh, it is moving, finally. It has set its heart on going in here for reasons I don't understand. Okay, this wants to go... where? In there. Okay, despite there being some slots... Oh no, we do have a train in each station. Okay, we have a plate train in each station, so that's fair enough. So these ore trains aren't going to the stations which require ore. Let's see where this is going. Yeah, so this is picked a close by one when there are ones further away which are empty of ore. So this is still sat here. Okay. So we have a big deficit in ore trains. I wonder if there is a... They're coming in thick and fast, but I wonder if there's an issue somewhere. Where is this one going to go? Okay, that's made it up to one of the empty ones at least. Okay. And still these two haven't had one. Let's find out where all the ore trains are. Okay. So we have one just leaving Iron 1, another one on the way back from Iron 1, parked, heading out to Iron 1. Northwest, Iron 1, coming back from northwest, going to northwest, filling up at northwest, returning. Okay, lots of them in northwest trains. Let's go have a check at the operation of northwest. Which is down here, I believe. Ah, here it is. Okay. So we can certainly deliver more trains here. Let's put a few more of the speed modules in. That's it. We're not having a problem filling trains. So how many trains are there here? Because they're not stacked up, basically. 9. I know it's tempting to think the solution to these throughput problems is always to add more trains. But I'm wondering if in this case the solution is to add more trains. Right, let's go up and see if things have settled, because we did some fairly major surgery, didn't we, on the iron build. Okay, we have only one ore train in the stacker. Okay. I'm wondering if there's an issue where only one train is heading down this way at a time. That could be an issue. Right, let's fly to somewhere near the middle of it. And zoom out. No, zoom out further. Okay, so we have a train coming in. That's now off the main track. Another train starts. that's off the track. At that point, another train starts. Okay, that is still travelling. Another train has started while that's still on the way, so it is able to put multiple trains down in parallel, just not very many of them, it seems. Yeah, we're not getting enough trains in at any one time to push the ore down to the end of the build. Okay. Is there another way to address this? I mean, clearly we are getting through the plates because they're being picked up. If they were backing up, then yeah, if the plates weren't being picked up, then the ore would be backing up. So we are collecting the plates plenty fast enough. Yeah, I think the solution is more trains. More ore trains. Let's count how many we currently have. Okay. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 of them. Okay. 20 ore trains, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 builds. So we have more than 2 each. The issue must be their transit time, that they just take too long getting to and from the mines. So I actually don't know how to fix that, because they take however long they take to get there. Okay, let's head back down to this mine. Yeah, that's a congestion issue. Okay, so this can definitely take more trains. I think let's take the schedule for one of these. Okay. And let's fly off to one of the other mines, and we are going to steal a train from it, basically. Okay, so we have congestion here for the copper trains. This copper train wishes to make a turn. It couldn't. Okay. You can see the stone and the coal trains are now headed up this way. Can I carry the 2 lanes on into the stacker? Then at least they would be... I'm not sure how that would work, how well that would work. But it looks like we've basically fixed the build getting log jammed problem by having those 2 exit lanes. Okay, I wish I was in the fast jet. I'm in the big equipment grid jet rather than the fast one. The fast one tops out at over 1,000 kilometers an hour, which is 2-3 times as fast as this one. Okay, let's head up here. Ooh. Well, I'll come back for that. I see some red dots. Cool. I hadn't really taken into account rail transit times when thinking about how to design this. And the answer to long rail transit times is bigger trains with more carriages. So at some point I may need to redesign smelting to take 16 carriages rather than 8. Okay, so do we have trains incoming? Yeah, there's a train making its way here. When it does, I'm going to very rudely reassign it. Anyway, you don't need to wait around and watch me do that. I will reassign it in my own time. But I think we've fixed the log jamming problem with iron. We've got the log jamming problem with copper to fix next, and I'm not sure how to do that, to be honest. But it's probably going to be a variant on what we've done here. Possibly pushing the ore train to the outside rail and the plates train to the inside rail. Anyway, we'll address that next episode. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon.